Alright guys, welcome back. In Visual Basic application, the with statement and end with block are used together to streamline and improve the readability and efficiency of your code, especially when you need to perform multiple operations on the same object member, right? For example, if I wanted to change the color of my font, its size, and the name, instead of writing it like that, I could use the with and with construct, knowing that the color, size, and name are associated members of the font property. Okay? So, this is not necessarily going to make the code run faster, but it is a cleaner way to write code. Okay? So, you have to remember the setback of it is that, well, if I wanted to change the interior color of my cell value, then I will not be able to use dot font, right? Because the interior color is not a member of the font properties. So instead, I would do something more generic. I would say with range A1, right? I'm referencing the object now. Okay, so let's record a macro and see how we can work around with the with and with. Okay, so I'm just going to have some values onto A1. I'm going to record a macro of me performing some actions, and then I'm going to stop the recording, and then I'm going to translate the macro that I have recorded onto C1. Okay, I'm going to refine the macro and translate it onto C1. Okay, so now let's go and record our macro. So I have macro, it's recording. I'm going to increase the font to 14. I'm going to change the font to Arial because everyone knows what Arial is. I'm going to bold it. I'm going to make it italic, and I'm going to change the interior color. And that's all. Now I'm going to go to the Visual Basic application, see what we have recorded. Okay, so obviously, VBA has a very, very meticulous way of recording macros, and oftentimes we don't need most of the actions that have been recorded. So let's see how we can improve it. And for you to know what is required and not required, well, that just comes with practice. Okay, but for now, we know that we're going to need something to do with the name, the size, and the color. The bold, italic, we need this, right? The name, size, the bold, the italic, and something to do with the interior color. So where's the interior color? Yeah, selection.interior.color, right? So this is what I will require. Okay, so now I'm going to record a macro. Now I'm going to write a procedure. Okay, I'm going to name it mcro, and then I'm going to say with sheet1. The code name, remember that, range A5. Because I'm going to be doing something with the interior color, I don't want to use dot font, right? Because interior color is not a member of the font. So I would rather use the object range A5. Okay, the first thing I did was to change the font dot name, right? You can see that font dot name is equals to Arial. Okay, then the size dot font dot size equals to font size, which is 14. Okay, so there's no inverted comma there. And then what did I do next? What did I do with the font? I made it bold and I made it italic, right? So bold equals to true, and then font dot italic. Okay, just referencing what I've written up here. Okay, so dot italic equals to true. Then I'm also going to say I did something with the interior color, right? So I'm going to say sheet1 dot range A5. Okay, the selection is just a cell, right? The cell address. I'm going to say dot interior dot color equals to 65535. This is the color that corresponds to the color yellow, I suppose. Okay, then I'm just going to close the with statement. Okay, and that's all. Okay, and I'm translating onto range A5. Okay, into a different range A5 now. Okay, so close the VB editor. I'm going to put some values, and then I'm going to get the macro and run it. And look at it, right? We have accomplished exactly what we have recorded, right? So before I end the video, as I've told you, right, I did not use dot font because if I had used dot font, I wouldn't be able to use dot interior color with and with construct, right? So that's why I use the object instead, right? Because the object has a wider scope, right? That's about it, guys. See you then.